Okay, I think we're good to go. It's not. Hang on, I need to do something. Yeah, that's it. That's all I need to do. Yeah, it wasn't public. That wasn't very good. Once again, I'm doing things a bit differently, so hopefully I should be visible to everyone now. Let's have a. This is very unprofessional, but I'm just gonna try a private window to make sure that we're good. Um, I'll give people about 5 minutes to check in before I actually get started. Is anyone there? Is anyone watching right now? Okay, let's just search Beluga Tunes. I don't see it. Let's go to the channel. It should be public now. Yep, I'm visible apparently. So yeah, I'll just keep this. So I want to make sure that everyone gets time to. I've only got a few things to talk about, and I will get around to them. Just yeah, just bear with me. Just looking at my channel right now. I might put the banner up that I used to. So the background that I used, it said live streams every Sunday, and it got to the point where I thought I might have to take that down because I I hadn't been streaming. Yeah, and I'm going to talk about that. That's one of the topics for today. Because I've been away for a long time, and how's the stream look? You know, doing good. Apparently, it's been a whole month. It's been longer than a month, hasn't it? It was still May when I stopped. Okay, one more minute and then I shall begin. me bring the live dashboard back up. Really should use this. Yeah, so I am live to the world. Let's go to the control room. Okay, right. Off we go. I want to explain what happened. Basically, if you've been watching my videos, you will have noticed I kind of stopped putting videos up. And this actually started because I remember when I was making a video for April Fool's Day. For anyone who hasn't seen it, I kind of pretended to do a Shovel Knight Let's Play video. And it was a joke video. It was half an hour long, and usually, you know, it'll take roughly an hour to upload a half-hour video for me. And that's what's normal with my internet connection. But yeah, on the day I was actually uploading it, it took about 6 hours, I seem to remember. So I knew that something was wrong, and this had been something that had just been gradually getting worse and worse over time. So I was starting to think, I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to upload videos anymore. Maybe I'll just do live streams from here on. But that became a problem because for most of May I managed to do plenty of live streams. They're all still there. They're still archived, and it wasn't a problem until right at the end of the month. I just basically I couldn't do any streaming without getting this. I'll bring up the image. Here I am. So you get this on the live dashboard. Bad. It's all in red, so you know it must be very bad. And I use OBS, and anyone who uses that software will know that there's a little square down at the bottom of the screen, and it uses color coding to tell you how strong the live stream, the streaming whatever, is, and that just kept going red. It would try and get back to green, but it kept going back to red. The dropped frames kept increasing, and it was just like near 100% drop frames. So basically all of my streams were unwatchable, and I just couldn't. I had to live with that. And I tried all kinds of things. I really couldn't figure out what exactly was causing that, and I still don't know exactly what the problem is, because I tried switching off iCloud, like unsyncing that, and I think there must be some kind of activity that's going on in the background that's preventing me from being able to upload videos at a reasonable speed. Like the upload speed is clearly the problem, but that's where the problem lies. And this went on for ages, and yeah, that's why I wasn't uploading anything. That was really the only reason. I just thought I just can't seem to, like, if I'm using the upload option, that's going to take so long, and because not only was it taking so long to upload videos, it was slowing everything else down, like dramatically. Everything would just grind to a halt when I was trying to upload a video, and I was like waiting the whole morning for it to upload, just very, very slowly uploading. Everything else was slowing down, and so I thought, no, this is no good. I'm just gonna have to go up YouTube. And yeah, at first that was like a real shock. I thought, basically, here's what I found out. I deleted Chrome, Google Chrome. And I don't know why, but that got rid of this problem. And I'm guessing it's because I have all of these access. I've got a Google account, and I think Chrome automatically upload stuff because you can use their photo library option. I've got that on my iPad and all of this. So yeah, somehow I think Google Chrome has something. Maybe it's something you can just switch off, but I thought I can live without it because I sometimes use Safari or Opera. I don't know if you may disagree, but I get on very well with Safari. And I use Opera when I remember when we were doing Video Gaga. I used that quite a lot. There were certain little features in it that I thought were quite nice. But basically, yeah, it kind of makes sense because I got into the habit of whenever I was doing a live stream, I would use Google Chrome to bring up the live chat window, and because I've got Chromecast, I would cast it to my TV screen, and that was a great way of having the live chat displayed on a nice big screen, so I could keep an eye on that while I was doing the art casts and everything. So by the way, this isn't an art cast. I'm not here to do any drawings today, but I'm hoping to get back into that. I'm going to do some more live art casts and maybe some pre-records as well, because it seems like the upload problem has been resolved as well. So yeah, I guess Google Chrome was the culprit, but I don't know how. I don't really know. I don't know these things. So yeah, but yeah, I'm definitely glad that I got things working. I mean, it did sort of give me time. It was a blessing in a way because it gave me time to think about what I could be doing. I don't want to bore you, but it was that kind of, because I'm a cartoonist. Most of what I do is just drawing, and in a way I was like, yeah, this could be a good thing because, and I feel like sometimes I need to be forced into a position where I'm like, okay, what do I do now? What I'm going to start doing things differently because I'm not able. I can't do any live streaming. That's going to change things around a bit. And yeah, the cool thing was it encouraged me to experiment more with some more drawings, and I did more drawing with pencil and paper. I hadn't actually done that for a long time. I had a lot of. I ordered a lot of pens and pencils, really good ones, last year. And I kind of went through a phase with those. This year, I hadn't really been using them that much, so I started thinking about that. Also, the other thing is, when I was doing, I think the last live draw stream that I did, I mentioned that I was using Sketchbook Express, which that's from Autodesk, I believe, is the provider of that one. Yeah, and they're really good. Because I'd had that software on my laptop for a really long time, and I thought maybe I'll get into the habit of using that rather than Illustrator, because I'm getting to the point where I'm not sure if I can afford to keep using Illustrator. I may unsubscribe at some point, and I may kind of just so let the money trickle down a bit more, and then maybe if I'm in a more of a suitable financial position, that I might resubscribe, because it's the kind of thing that I use a lot, but it's just hobby. It's nothing professional. I'm not making money, so yeah, it's not a lucrative thing, and I might give it up for a bit, and in the meantime I'll probably use the Autodesk stuff, because I went online and I looked up Autodesk, I looked at their website, and they don't make Sketchbook Express anymore. For all I know, they might have discontinued that years ago. I don't know for how long, but yeah, they have a new version of Sketchbook that you can download for free. So this is really cool. You do need to create an account, so you need to get your email and password set up with it, but it doesn't cost anything. I think it's worth getting. Because I wasn't that good when I started off, because drawing with a tablet, if it isn't a screen tablet like a Cintiq or anything, it's a little bit awkward. I've heard that you can't actually get the old tablets anymore, but I've still got one of the really old ones, and it's great. I used it for years, and toyed with the idea of getting a screen tablet. But when you've spent so much time learning how to use a regular tablet, then I think it's worth it. I've done a lot of stuff, again, like not professionally, just done a lot of drawings. It's definitely a good, like, Sketchbook is a good software to use for just rough sketches, because there are a lot of things that I'm meaning to do, and I think, because if I remember to go through them here, then I will. But things like drawing thumbnail images, I suppose is the word. Thumbnail, because it is true that you don't always exactly know what you want to draw instantly. You might have a bit of an idea, but it's great. Like if like me, you like to experiment, and then you want to draw some thumbnails. Just draw some little sketches, like on one page, as many little sketches as you can, and then when you get to the end of that, choose whichever ones look the best. Because it's funny how you don't really know how it's going to turn out. This is the thing that you've always got to keep in mind. And I've sort of said variations of this same thing many times for, like, the live streams and podcasts that I do. But I'm very obsessed with that, because I don't really do I don't do the thumbnail stuff very much. Like lots of images and then going back through them and then being like, because I kind of feel like whatever I'm drawing on one page, I don't get into my head that there are different types of ideas here, and some might be better than others. Like I've got stacks of sketches and things that I've done on paper, and I've never done anything with them, and I feel like I need to take some time to go back through them and think, how can I finish this? How can I make it like a full colour? I mean, because the practicality of it is very, very simple, because I always do, like, I do these digital arts, all of that stuff all the time. There's no reason why I couldn't finish them off. In fact, there was one drawing in particular that I had to go inking, and I thought it was amazing how I was able to make improvements, like just how many improvements I was able to make just going over a picture in ink. And I realised it before, but this one particular image, I might put it up. I might. In fact, I can probably do that if I get. Excuse me a minute. I'll get my iPad, because one thing that I've learned to do with my iPad Mini is to send pictures from here to my iCloud folder, and I'll bring it up because I've set up a slideshow. So all the pictures that I put in this iCloud folder should sit on this side. It's not mirrored, so I get a bit confused. And let's bring the mic a little bit closer. Got to remember what I was talking about now. I'll go from my Google photos. And I've got a lot. There's a lot here that I can show you on this stream. Like, I want to save it to my folder. So yeah, while it's I'll go through the pictures on here. So that's Hekapoo from. Oh, I got a bit of red there. Oh, some dropped frames. Oh. Hello. Oh yeah, of course it is. Out to not be a good idea because by trying to download that picture, yeah, I probably need better internet. I need to get a different internet provider. Sorry about that. That might have gone a bit funny on the. Let me know. Let me know if it starts lagging at all. That was my fault, but that probably would have been too awkward anyway. Anyway, so the drawing I have up on the screen here on the left is Hekapoo from Star versus the Forces of Evil, a bit of fan art that I did. I didn't really do anything interesting with. I looked up a few pictures on Google Images, and because I'm not very good at shading, and the shading I did on here, I only managed to achieve because I had a good look at how it's done in the show. And I've realised that's because in shows like Star and also Futurama and various other cartoons, these are shows that have the kind of these the sort of shading style that I think would work with my characters, my original stuff. This isn't original; it's fan art, but this is something original. Yeah, it's an unnamed character that I just sort of randomly came up with because in June, a lot of people were doing a thing called Toon June, where every day they were uploading a cartoon, and to Instagram. So this was one that I did, and it's quite a cute character. I don't know if I'm going to draw her again, but I was quite pleased. I even made a T-shirt with that character. So I think all of these are drawings that I did while I was in that just going through the not being able to live stream. Here we have Vicky. This is a character that I came up with just over a year ago, I think, because I had this idea for a band called the Party Animals. I think there already is a band called the Party Animals, and I don't know how famous they are, because that kind of makes a difference. So maybe Party Animals is a working title. But as you can see, she's a pianist, so she has a piano necktie, and this is one of the few pictures I've drawn of Vicky that I actually thought looks right. It's one of those things, I say this about a lot of my drawings. I have a hard time, even if it's an idea that I've come up with, I have a hard time getting them to look right. But I was really pleased with how that one came out. I haven't drawn the rest of her body yet, but as a sketch, and it did really well on Instagram. I put it on Instagram, and it's had more likes than most of the other stuff. I've posted a lot of stuff on Instagram, and this one was noticeably popular. And that's a random mouse. I can't remember when I drew that, but it kind of been. It had only been a few months ago, I think, and I did like a vectorized version. I went on Illustrator and did a more tidier version, but that's the original sketch. Because it's good to just do it the old-fashioned way, get the old sketchbook out, and again, I don't know what I'm going to do with this character. I don't know what this character's name is, and I have no idea what they have to do with anything. Now back to Hekapoo. So that's just a flavour of the stuff I've been drawing throughout these last couple of months, and but that was the past. One other thing that I really want to talk about. Some of you may know, if you're on Instagram, like if you're an artist or if you follow a lot of artists, a lot of people have been doing this challenge where you have a go at redrawing someone else's character, like a picture that they put up. Most of these are like the mostly pictures of girls. I don't know if there's a reason for that. But drawings. A lot of them are very detailed, and it's fascinating because lots of different artists are doing their own take on all of these different drawings. I'm not very good at explaining, but I got in on this, and it's just it's really given me sort of motivation to do lots of art, because let me just count how many I've done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And that's only in the last week or so, I think. Because I got into the habit of thinking, okay, I'll start doing one a day, like I did with Mermaid and all of that stuff. And I'm finding myself doing more than one, right? Because yesterday I wasn't going to do any, and I think I did a couple. But did I do? Yeah, I ended up doing 2. Basically, the hashtag you want to look for is hashtag draw this in your own style, and there are lots, like over 73,000 right now. So quite a lot of people are doing this, and it's one thing that I think I'm going to talk about this more in my next video, possibly, because not only did I have a go at drawing lots of different characters created by other artists on Instagram, I put up a picture of one of my own characters, and a few people have had a go at that, and that's really amazing to me. I won't go into too much detail right now, but because I feel like I could do a whole video, and I might see if I can put together one, like, starting from tomorrow. Sorry, I'm messing my hair up a great deal. How's that look? That's not bad. But I think there's a whole video there I can talk about, because it's one of the characters that I came up with for the Infinity Express, the ongoing story. Well, it was the Infinity Express. I think I'm going to change it to the Odyssey Express, because that's a bit more original. There's a cartoon called The Infinity Train, and I just feel like I'd come up with a title that was not as original as I originally thought. It's just a little thing that has been on my mind. So Odyssey Express, I think, it makes just as much sense, because it is about a really long, lengthy journey. Like, nobody is sure how much further it's going to be, and I don't really intend to stop working on it. This is another thing in each episode of my podcast, I would use a website called Random Lists. Was it Random Lists? I think that was one. And you can get it to choose. It'll give you a list of random words. I'll just take these random words and I'd put together a new chapter. So you can hear all of this on the Beluga Toons podcast. It would be a challenge, because I'm not good at storytelling, but it meant that I would just come up with really random ideas and wacky characters, and so there is a whole thing about where each of the characters. I haven't come up with a lot in regards to the lore behind the characters, but the way in which I decided on what they were going to look like, that mostly came out of the random words that I got off that website. So that was a lot of fun, and it does bring me quite neatly to the subject of the Beluga Toons podcast, because I still want to do that. another thing, as I said, when I started having difficulties with streaming back in May, I did slam the brakes on, and I stopped doing everything. I didn't upload my website, didn't upload the podcast, and didn't upload my. I didn't I didn't update any of those things. Sort of pulling out random words. Just that's my thing, apparently. No. So basically, I've not updated the podcast for a long time, and I want to carry on. I want to do some more episodes because it looks like that's going to be. I'm going to be able to do that again. But as there's been quite a big gap, I've definitely had a good rest from it. I've been thinking about things that I might be able to introduce and things that I actually might be able to change. And one of the things that I've been thinking, because it's hard to get people to listen to my podcast, I think mostly because it's called the Beluga Tunes Podcast. And for a long time, I've been thinking to myself, why don't I just call it Andrew's Podcast? Because it'll just be so much easier for people. Like, I could just have, I could have some artwork that just sort of just says Andrew's Podcast, and it's just like really simple, because everything within the podcast is now quite substantial. I've done over 200 episodes. I still can't remember the exact number, but I've done a lot. And it's not like I'm not going to brag about how good it is. I feel like I've managed to make it the kind of thing that I would quite enjoy listening to, because that alone is a real challenge. But yeah, because it started out as a really basic, really boring thing where I think I would just record myself talking into my laptop or into my iPad, I think. And it would never be longer than half an hour. I'd just talk about what's going on, and I was always really timid. I mean, I'm not the most confident person even today, but it has. I think it has got better. I personally think it's better than it was. So I've no intention of giving it up. But I think if I don't know if I am gonna change the title. I just think it's like, because people who know this channel perfectly well, they're probably familiar with the podcast, because I tend to do live episodes. I stream them on here, so you get some visuals in those ones. They're kind of special. I tend to do those once a month. And yeah, none of that's going to change. I'm not really going to change. I don't have a lot of ideas for what I might in regards to the content, but I think to make it easier for people to have be able to find, I might change the title. Might. So we'll wait and see. So yeah, was there anything else I needed to talk about? I think that was it. But yeah, that has taken me a while. So yeah, I don't know if anyone is watching this live. If you are watching this live, go ahead and say hello. So yeah, but I'm glad that I was able to. So this is the thing. I have no idea what to say now. This is always the way. When it gets to the end, I'm just like, what am I going to do now? Because this was just. I just really wanted to do a very simple live stream in which I explain what's been going on. Because the good news is I haven't gone away. That's good news for me. I can honestly say I've not been feeling down about this, because when you I feel like most people stop updating their YouTube channels when they kind of feel like there's no point. And that it may have looked that way to a lot of people. I was thinking of posting something on my Facebook page, or on a website or something, to explain it. But yeah, I just thought the thing is, I don't know what's going to happen. I just don't know what I'm going to do, and it's been interesting. It hasn't been depressing, so that's good. See, that's why I'm quite happy with all of this, because I mean, I did get to a point where I was thinking, even if I'm no longer able to create new content for this channel, I'm glad that I did all the stuff that I did, and I'm willing to just carry on getting out my sketchbook and just doing lots of drawing. Because at the end of the day, that's what you've got to do, the thing that makes you happy. And it's weird how even I can forget that, because it seems pretty obvious that that's what I want to do. If you look at my Instagram, if you look at my website, I'm all about the cartoons, like what you can see up there in the corner. Am I looking in the right direction? I'm looking at the logo. I designed that. I designed the logo, and there's little pictures sitting next to it. That's all my work. But yeah, and that's it basically. As long as somehow I can keep drawing, that's really all that matters to me. But anyway, thank you very much for watching this. Take care, everybody, and bye-bye.